hybrid reamping. Hello guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're going to do something called hybrid reamping. I don't know if there's an official word for this, but this is a technique that I have been using for many years when it comes to reamping guitars for other bands and my bands and etc. And the way to do this is that you combine plugins together with real analog guitar equipment such as cabinets, for instance. So the way I'm going to do this is that I'm going to use some plugin that simulates an amplifier. To do it is that you reamp the guitar amplifier and you run it into a some kind of amplifier that can give power to a cabinet, and then you can tweak the sound on the way out with whatever plugins you want to use, EQ, compression, overdrive, whatever. And then it goes into this cabinet, and then you put a microphone and record it as it would have been a real guitar. And the way I'm going to do is to send it out through this reamp box right here, and then it will go into this Harley Benton GPA 100. It's a pretty powerful amplifier, I would say, and it can color the sound because it has this EQ on it. So when I have sent out the guitar that I'm going to use, if I want to fine tweak it, I have like the last chance to do it right here. So let's start. Yes, and the way I'm going to do this now is I have pre-recorded two DI tracks, and I'm going to send one of them at a time through an amplifier that is a plugin. And for this demonstration I'm going to do the Bogren's Sub-Zero 100. It's a really good amplifier simulator. So what you're going to do now is that you take the cabinet and bypass, so it's only sending out the amplifier itself. And but first let's put the distorted channel and put some gain on the board, because now I'm going to send this through the DI box to the amplifier to the cabinet where I have the SM57 as you saw in the intro. So let's start sending something out there. There we go, that's the output. Now I can hear that it's coming sound from the other room, so let's gain this. Alright. I think we should try to also push the amplifier a little bit with an overdrive pedal. I think I like the Vanilla Sky a little bit better in this demonstration, so let's go with that one. Then we start dialing in the amplifier. Now what I will do is pan this guitar to only one speaker. I will hear better what I'm doing when I'm dialing it in. And I name this guitar left because it will be on the left speaker. And also let's check if I can do some fine tweaking with the built-in EQ. That's much better. And the good thing what you can do also now, because you're reamping technically only digital, so now when I'm recording this through a real cabinet, I can hear some of the resonances in the cabinet, and what we can do now is to little bit tame those resonances with an EQ so it doesn't hit so hard, so the cabinet itself doesn't have to respond so much to those frequencies. Yeah, this sounds really good. And last step would of course be, if you have seen my earlier videos, you have seen that I have this old school Behringer exciter from the 80s, and they work really well to dial in drums, bass, and also guitars. So what I will do now is to a little bit tweak it in. You cannot see it because I don't have a microphone, but you will hear how I'm tweaking in the high end and the low end on this guitar now. Yeah, there we have a really warm tone. I think this is really good for the first guitar, so let's just punch this in. Alright, there we got the first guitar. So what we can do now is that we don't send the first DI out anymore for reamping. We move on to the second one and put it there. And then we copy the exact same settings from the first guitar. We can do it this way also. There we go. And we make another track. We can duplicate this and remove that one, pan it to the right, and then we name it guitar right. So now what we can do, if you want to achieve a little bit more wider guitar sound, we can EQ a little bit different the second guitar that we send out, so the cabinet will respond a little bit different, etc. So what you're achieving is just a little wider sound in general. So I will add another EQ here and start tweaking the right guitar. Can you hear now how wide the guitars just got? Because I'm sending different EQs out to the cabinet itself. I'm not EQing the process track now, I'm EQing what I'm sending out. And that's the beautiful thing with this technique. When you do it this way, you can manipulate the cabinet to respond differently to achieve really wide sound. So let's punch this one in as well. Alright, there we got both the guitars. So let's not send anything out to the cabinet now, and then we listen a little bit in context to see if this is a good guitar tone fit together with the drums and the bass. And this is an old recording from 3 years ago, the drums and bass, when we had a Dispute album session. So I just cut some random part of the drums and re-recorded new riffs for it, this bass now, and now these guitars. I'm not stealing any riffs here. But let's just see that we assume that this will be like in a real recording later. So let's first dial it in to see how it fits. Is this mixable for the if this was for a future mix? Sounds pretty good. So, what did you guys think? Is this something you would like to try to do? I mean, with this technique you can basically record any amplifier in the world if you have it in the plugget format, and you can bypass the cabinet, so you're only sending out the amplifier itself. I mean, this technique I have been using now for a couple of years when I have had to reamp guitars for my bands and other bands that I have been working with, and I have been able to achieve pretty good results with this, because what you're winning by doing this technique is that you can manipulate the cabinet, as you saw. When you hear some resonances, or you want to add some resonances that isn't there naturally so much, you can use an EQ to boost or cut those resonances to shape the cabinet to behave as you want it to behave. So with this technique, I think you can basically get any guitar tone as you want. I'm not saying that this is replacing amplifiers, but it definitely takes a small, home studio a little bit to the next level by that you're able to do it in this way and then manipulate the sound as you want. So if you guys like this kind of content, please comment what you thought about this experiment, and are you going to do this experiment for yourself, and have you heard about this before? I haven't seen actually any videos on YouTube that doing exactly this, so I'm happy to share this with you. And if you wanna see how I record black metal guitars, you can check this video up here. And thank you. Bye bye.